Welcome back, everybody, to the final video of this week. This is the first week that I'm releasing multiple videos in a week, and hopefully will not be the last. So I'm excited to go over this. Today we are discussing John chapter 1, verse 14. Only one verse today, but if you look at it relative to when I was covering one video a week, that one time I got from verse 1 to verse 5, and over this week I've gotten from verse 6 all the way to 14. So I got more covered. It took more videos, but I have more covered. And I do think I am covering things a little bit more in depth. So that's not a bad thing. Plus there's more free content for you guys to watch, so that's fine. It's also easier for me to edit things this way, so that's good. We will be just reading John chapter 1 verse 14 out of the New King James Version. I will begin that now. And the Word became flesh, and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten Son of the Father, full of grace and truth. I have, until now, struggled to determine how long I should talk about each section of the Bible. If I should go over a full 5 verses, as I did before, if I should go over a whole chapter. But now, I was just writing down my notes, which I keep on this paper right here. I was writing my notes, and I was going to talk about verse 14 all the way through 18. But as soon as I read verse 14, I thought, nope, there's enough here for me to talk about it. It won't be a long video, as none of these are really. But that's okay. That's okay. In my first episode on the Gospel of John, I made reference to how the Word is Jesus. I didn't give very much evidence for this, other than the fact that the name Word is capitalized, meaning it's a title. But this verse just outright says it. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. That is Jesus. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And now the Word has become flesh. This is the fulfillment of the prophecy all the way back in Genesis. And I was not planning on this, but I feel I should read that. And here we are. First prophecy in the Bible. Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. That is God speaking right there. Now, returning to John chapter 1, verse 14, this one sentence carries incredible weight. God, in all of his mercy, chose to leave heaven and come down to earth to save us from the mistake we made, from rejecting God and choosing a life of death. Because again, God created all things. Without him, we have death. What do we have? I've said before, good is not a lack of evil, evil is a lack of good. It's the same thing. Death is an absence of life, not life an absence of death. God came down to dwell among us and to save us. Note here, we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father. Jesus is the only way to come from the Father. There is no other way. Now, this of course just brings it all back to what I've said countless times. we can make capital G God our lowercase g God. God can be our God, or we can be our own God. But in the second worldview, if we don't have God, if we don't have capital G God, well, what do we have? What's the absence of life? What's the absence of goodness? Death and evil. That's it. Jesus Christ is our one way to salvation. There is no other. Jesus is our God. He isn't one of many. He is unique. He alone is full of grace and truth. Any amount of grace and truth we carry in ourselves is merely a poor reflection of God. The great people of the world today, the only greatness there, actually, the only thing they have comes from truth, really. They just speak the truth. And what is that truth? Well, it comes from God. Abraham Lincoln is the greatest thing he's known for saying, the thing that everyone quotes: a house divided against itself cannot stand. Lots of people don't recognize that that's actually a quote. Not me quoting Abraham Lincoln, but Abraham Lincoln quoting Jesus. Jesus first said that. He says it in the book of Matthew: a house divided against itself cannot stand. Even many secular people, a lot of what makes them great is just seeing the world as it is. They aren't as blinded by self-importance. What happens when great people try to make themselves gods? Kim Jong-un. He certainly thinks of himself as a god. But is he a great person? No. No. Instead, you get people like Washington, who, when given the chance to become the king, he turns it down. He steps away. If it were not for God, there wouldn't be any goodness in the world. We would have nothing. Every single facet of life points to this simple truth: that God is good and we are not. Any goodness that we possess comes from God. Thank you for watching this video. Continue to spread the good news.